Hey everyone, it's Paul with the very first Bull Profits for 2021. Before I say anything, I want to wish all of you a happy new year and tell you that I believe that 2021 is going to be a phenomenal year, an amazing, astonishing year filled with, I believe, more of what we saw with America 2.0 stocks, New World stocks, and there's also going to be something that I believe is going to be an extraordinary, phenomenal, astonishing, monstrous opportunity that I've hinted at here and there. And today, with this Bull Profits, I want to really begin to give you some sense of how big, how huge, and how you can get in on what I believe is a ground level opportunity that some of the biggest investors, the richest investors are getting in on right now. Some of you may have even read about this. Maybe you've seen this book. This is a book called Rocket Billionaires. It's about Elon Musk of Tesla and SpaceX, Jeff Bezos, and the new space race. And space is the place where these multi-billionaires are pouring money, pouring resources, pouring their time and efforts into to dominate right now. And many of you may be thinking, well, Paul, space just seems so far away. I want to make my money today. I want to make it right now. Tell me something that's going to go up tomorrow. And I can tell you that when you look back, I can tell you the biggest opportunities, the best opportunities, the most monstrous, astonishing, phenomenal opportunities always feel a little bit early. And that's how you make the big money, the big money. So how can you make the big money in space? Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you how you can do it. 3 different ways that you're likely never really looking at as space opportunities. However, they're absolutely critical to space. All right. So the very first way that I would tell you when you look at space, just think there's this big spaceship. It's huge. SpaceX's Falcon 9 is nearly something like 10 stories high. Excuse me, actually, its Starship rocket is 12 stories high. So in other words, you've got this gigantic thing. And yes, most obviously, it's made out of steel. It's got rivets. And I'm sure that many people think, well, Paul, we could buy steel companies. No, that's the wrong place to be. However, think what age we are in today. We're in the age of digital steel. Digital steel. What am I talking about? Digital steel is semiconductors, chips, sensors. What's in that Starship that you see on the SpaceX channel? 12 stories high. It's filled from top to bottom with chips that measure, monitor, track, communicate everything that is going on with this spaceship, constantly talking to computers, both inside the spaceship, outside the spaceship, to tracking stations all across the Earth and soon to be in space. So while very few people are thinking about this, chips are one of the simplest, most easiest ways that you can get in on what I believe is going to be a huge space economy that is in inning 1. Forget inning 1. It's in the pre-game warm-up right now. In other words, all the big money is yet to be made, and you can get in by being in on this. So that's the first place where many people are really not looking at right now, which is chips. The second place I would focus on, just think, what do those chips do? Collect a lot of information. They have all of these things that are going on the weather, on what's going on with fuel, on the air temperature, on the various pieces of the Starship. Are they staying together? Are there any stresses that need to be addressed? And what is that? That is data. That is information. And for that, you need a lot of computers that can process that data fast, that can make information out of it so that folks that are making life and death decisions, critical decisions that mean life and death to a spaceship that's hurtling towards the moon, towards Mars, towards space hotels, towards all kinds of new things that right now just seem like sci-fi. However, starting this year, you are going to start to see these things start to come true. And with that, you are going to see space stocks and space-related stocks, including stocks of, as I mentioned earlier, semiconductor stocks, chip stocks. And then these kinds of stocks that store information and can process information very fast, cloud computing stocks. That's where all this information is going to sit. So that's a second place. That's a hidden way of getting in on the coming space boom, the space economy, the space industry that you can benefit from. All right. What's the third way that you can actually invest in right now through space? And that's 3D printing. Yes, that's right. 3D printing. I believe that 3D printing is a game changer, That's right. 3D printing is already responsible for as much as 40 or maybe even 50% of the parts at SpaceX, which is Elon Musk's space company. That's how they make the parts for their rockets, for their spaceships. And this is true for pretty much every current modern era space company. They are using 3D printing to revolutionize the design, the making of spaceships. So there are far fewer parts. They're much more resilient and they're much more capable than what we were able to do before. So this is an extraordinary way to really to get into the space revolution that no one else is telling you about. No one else is really doing right now because they lack the understanding and knowledge. In other words, if you get in now and 3D printing starts to boom as people understand that 3D printers are going to be used for space, I believe you can make a lot of money. And the secret to making a lot of money is something that I hinted at earlier, which is that you need to be in before the big money comes to bid it higher. And that's true for whether it be chip companies related to space, cloud computing companies related to space, or 3D printing companies related to space. You need to get in before the big money comes in. That way, when they come in with their billions and hundreds of billions of dollars, they bid these stocks higher, and those become gains in your portfolio. And I know you like those. So if you're looking to invest in it, you can look up ETFs. An ETF is simply a basket of stocks that have chip companies in it. There's one that I've recommended for some time now. It has the ticker symbol SMH, and it's got a vast array of chip companies, including some that have exposure to space. You can also look up an ETF that has a basket of cloud computing stocks. Ticker symbol CLOU, which is the Global X Cloud Computing ETF. That will give you wide exposure to cloud computing companies, including companies that are going to benefit from all the data, all the information that the new coming space industry is going to be generating. So that's a second way you can benefit. Or you can also buy into an ETF that has 3D printing companies pretty much from around the world. That has the ticker symbol PRNT, and that's from our friends at ARK Invest and Kathy Wood. That's also a phenomenal way of getting in on this emerging industry at the ground level where you can make extraordinary, incredible, phenomenal amounts of money. So those are three ways that I would tell you that you can get in on the space economy now. And if you want to watch a special presentation that I've made on space for my Profits Unlimited newsletter, which has just issued a special report on space with 3 companies, publicly traded companies. Well, there will be a link below in the description that will take you to my video presentation. Invite you to subscribe to Profits Unlimited so that you can get a copy of this special report on space. If you're interested in that, well, just check on the details below. In the meantime, you can check in on the 3 ETFs that I've mentioned and start to track companies like SpaceX that give you a real-time update on how the space opportunity is developing. And of course, subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and we'll keep you updated on what's going on with space as well. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Comment below on if you're aware of the coming boom in space, of this huge new industry that is just forming now. Well, that's my video for this week. I'll have another one for you next week. Until then, this is Paul saying bye.